Mahalo everyone, and welcome to another deck video here on the Jolly Scarecrows channel. Today I'm presenting a kind of pure RedEyes Black Dragon deck for Master Duel. As you probably know, Dragoon is banned in Master Duel, and there's also no access to alternate Black Dragon at this stage. So we have to think kind of creatively if we want to make decks revolving Joey's or Junauchi's card, RedEyes Black Dragon. And I've got two decks coming up for you. One is a cheesy, simple OTK, and then there's this, which kind of plays more to traditional RedEye standards. It's about kind of summoning out dark level 7 dragon-type monsters and then making extra deck plays from there. If you want these cards in Master Duel, check out the secret pack below me. You'll want to unlock that by basically getting a super rare that's available in this pack. So basically, if you go on Master Duel, look up archetype specific cards such as this Black Flare Dragon. If they're super rare, craft them, and then you'll unlock the secret pack and keep opening those to try and basically unlock the rest of this deck. And you should be able to do this as a free-to-play player. On to the deck itself. So essentially you're going to be trying to spam level 7s and maybe level 1 tuners so that you're able to make level 8 synchros. The main plays you really have in the deck involve using things such as RedEyes Insight to search for your spells or traps. Obviously RedEyes Fusion is still key, but we've only got 2 targets now. So you will probably search for Fusion off Insight, and then if you already have maybe a Fusion out, you can search for things like Return of the RedEyes. This card is super useful for gaining advantage. If you control the RedEyes, basically you can special summon a normal monster from your graveyard, and what we're doing in this deck is running a lot of the RedEyes Gemini cards. So Geminis, which are the Black Flare Dragon, and we're running 1 copy of Meteor Dragon RedEyes Impact. Geminis are effect monsters that are normal monsters until you have summoned them twice, and that includes the graveyard as well. So if you say use RedEyes Insight to send a Black Flare Dragon from your deck to the graveyard and search for Return of the RedEyes, if you have a RedEyes monster on the field, you can then special summon it back. And then kind of use its special effects, but the real key behind both Black Flare Dragon and Meteor Dragon RedEyes Impact is just to snowball the effects, because you can use this RedEyes once per turn, including your opponents, so you can keep adding on level 7s to your side of the field. Some of your key starters involve things like Dragon Shrine, so this lets you send 1 normal RedEyes from your deck to the graveyard, and then you can send another card. And you've got a bunch of different options for what this other card could be. The Noctavision Dragon is pretty nice. If you haven't got one in your hand already, you can banish it from the graveyard when your opponent targets a face-down card you control. So if you maybe have a Return of the RedEyes or a RedEye Spirit set, you can, as soon as your opponent tries to destroy it, you can banish this to negate it, and then your set cards are safe, so that when you do use Return of the RedEyes, you're in good shape. Mana Dragon is also really good. Basically, if a spell trap control leaves the field, you can then bring it back. So if you're playing an anti-spell and trap deck, you can send this one as well, which is pretty nice as a level 6. We're playing 2 copies of Subliminal Knights, so this has 2 purposes. One, when you're using RedEyes Fusion, it acts as a warrior, so you can play Slash Dragon straight from the deck. For those of you that don't know about RedEyes Fusion, this lets you summon a fusion monster with RedEyes in its name, including material from your deck as well. So you'll basically be sending 1 RedEyes monster and Subliminal Knight. These are the only 2 warriors we're running. It's normal summon effect, or special summon, but you won't often be doing that. If you normal summon it, you can basically attach a Gemini immediately to it from the deck. And this is useful because basically, if this gets destroyed when it's equipped with Gemini monsters, you can then special summon them back. So you can constantly keep up having Black Flare Dragon on the field that lets you snowball into some of your other cards. Omni Dragon is quite a simple one to explain. I mean, basically, it's a simple one-star. Well, special summon it if monster is destroyed, and then you can target one of your other cards on the field and basically get one with the same attribute and types that. So you can quite easily search for Dark Dragons, which is the majority of this deck that isn't hand traps. Dark Dragons. That includes this wonderful thing, Rocket Synchron. You can actually play a whole RedEyes deck, which is just involving the rockets. We probably won't do that on the channel, but feel free to go and look at those builds, because they're essentially a primarily involving the rockets, with just teching a copy of RedEyes Dark Dragon and Darkness Metal Dragon. Rocket Synchron, fantastic. Obviously, it's an immediate bring back of RedEyes and synchro into some of your, well, 3 options. Chaos Ruler lets you search, obviously, for a new dark card for the top 5 of your deck. And then you've got 2 big destruction effects depending on your opponent's board. Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend can annihilate special summoned effect monsters, so that'll include link summons and things like that. And Hot Red Dragon Archfiend allows you to destroy face-up attack position monsters. So depending on what your opponent's board is, these can be fantastic white. What I like about Hot Red Dragon is that it's a once per turn effect, so you can keep using it. It will obviously affect your own monsters, but if you use it at the start of your main phase 1, then you can keep playing essentially. We're running a couple of the RedEyes cards, and that's because you're mainly going to be going into rank 7 XEs, and there's a bunch of things sometimes you want to play RedEyes Absolute Dragon, but your main target is going to be Flare Metal Dragon. What a card this is. So it can't be destroyed by card effects when it's got XE's material, plus you get to target a RedEyes normal monster and special summon it. And being a RedEyes card, you can keep using Return of the RedEyes to build up your field. So you can quite often play Flare Metal Dragon, and with the effect of Return of the RedEyes and its own effect, bring back your materials or other RedEyes in the grave, and then you can make another XE summon into something that will maybe remove their board. We're obviously playing, because it's a rank 7 deck, playing Dracosac, we're playing Big Eye, and then 2 slightly nonsense ones, but they can come off. Titanic Moth, especially if your opponent is playing Max C. It's pretty funny to see a complete annihilation if they've drawn so many cards. You've got Titanic Moth, inflict battle damage, and then 500 points for every card in their hand. If you can pull it off, amazing. I'd love to see a replay. This card isn't very popular, but it can be useful for pumping up your monster's attack. Say your opponent's playing something obnoxious like Trains or Chaos Max, something where they've got a big beater and you just need to get over it. This is the card to do that. The kind of last 2 cards to mention, Linkerevo is obviously really good working with your 2 main level 1s, Black Metal Dragon and the Blackstone of Legend. Blackstone of Legend is good for recycling. You'd more often than not, tribute it to summon a RedEyes from the deck. But the main use is to get Black Metal Dragon off the field. So with this effect, if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, add a RedEyes card, any card, including spell or trap, from your deck to your hand. So if you're stuck of what to do, if you've kind of bricked, you can often Black Metal Dragon into Linkerevo, and that'll let you search for some kind of RedEyes card. You can't use the fusion in the same turn you've done that, which is a bit of a shame, but you could maybe use something like RedEyes Spirit or RedEyes Insight to try and build up your field. Right, I think I've covered pretty much everything. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I will be uploading the second RedEyes deck to the channel very shortly. Yeah, have fun dueling, and we'll see you in Master Duel.